Just one second.
How should I start?
You want to cut it and then restart it or something? That's fine. Ah, action. Vedu, never would I have imagined that we'll be shooting this
Yeah,
podcast, but
same.
I'm so glad that you're here with us today. So let me tell our viewers that what is it that we'll be talking about. So the idea is very simple. At times we just listen to people talk about finance or let's say investments in mutual funds, but it gets very boring after a certain point. Like it doesn't have that it doesn't grab the audience's attention. I believe you can add that element to it wherein you can ask me relevant questions and definitely just be curious about things, and I'm sure people will also relate with the conversation, and obviously you can plug in how's your experience been with me.
Oh, for sure. uh,
Good things only.
yeah, I hope so. I say the good things. Uh, my first question when you're talking, the first question that came up to me was, what would you, or what's the ideal age for somebody to start investing in the market or in mutual funds? What's something that you advise to your clients that come to you?
you know this is so cool that you chose to start with this because you don't have you don't we have not discussed this before,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
2 days back I got a call from one of my clients. They said that um, her sister just delivered and they want to start investing, right?
Interesting.
See, it's not about when a person would start their investment journey. It's building wealth takes time. The sooner you start, the better it is. So parents these days they start investing for the kids in their kids' name from a very early age. So by the time the kids become mature, they start their careers, they already have a sound financial support,
Backing,
backing,
yeah.
sound financial backing.
Interesting,
Yeah.
because now that's so different, right? Because my parents didn't start investing when I was born, right? Because again, the age, like the how the market's moving right now, the financial education we all have right now is very different. So that's great to know that people are
Yeah.
waking up now
Yeah.
and investing earlier. Because when I started I remember when I came to you, I was already investing somewhere else. But again, we all go in with the mindset of 15% to normal hai, itna to chahiye. But when I started investing with you, you never told me like, I'll give you a fixed return or whatever,
Yeah.
or we'll for sure beat the index. None of these words were used, and you were just like, what is your way of figuring out what mutual funds are better for some people, or like what should I invest in according to the person? I think you read the person and their risk appetite and then you invest. So I just want to know that process a little bit better so you can maybe help other people understand it.
Sure. So when I got into this industry, I love reading, and I was reading this book by Nick Murray. He's one of the legends in our domain,
Okay.
and he drove this concept down very clearly that don't sell or don't promise performance because it's not in your control.
Mm.
I have no power to give you 12% return or to beat the indices for you, nor does the fund manager promise any return, right? So why focus on that? Now
Mm.
imagine this, like I know you love driving,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Imagine you have to go from here till Pune, Nashik, right?
Mm.
What matters to you? It matters to you that you are reaching Pune, right? And you have a comfortable ride.
Mm.
It wouldn't really matter if you reach 2 minutes early, 1 minute
Yeah,
early,
100% not.
right? Or let's say in one patch you were driving at, let's say, what, 120 watts. I don't know what's fast for you. 200
Path is
kilometers
scared
per
to sit
hour.
in the car with me.
I am genuinely, but see, I feel that when investors start their investment journey, they are hell bent and they are focused on the returns, which they shouldn't be. They should be focused on what is it they are investing for. See, some people are investing for the sake of investing, but some people are investing for their kids' education. Some people are investing to buy a house, right? So
What's your end goal, basically?
what's your end goal basically? That is what you should focus on rather than focusing on that number, because the numbers will keep on changing. Right now the markets are down. If you look at your portfolio right now, you'll see less returns.
Yeah,
If the market picks up, your returns will change.
change
So
again.
it'll drive you crazy if you just look at returns.
Returns. No, that makes sense because a lot of people do operate from that standard that return kitna aa raha hai. Matlab, am I getting what I'm getting?
Yeah.
If you're going to give me 12%, I'll only invest somewhere else and I'll figure it out myself. Like for example, if I go to a financial advisor and he's not giving me 15% or more than the index or whatever, I'm like, then I can only invest. Why am I going to somebody else? So your answer to that question would be what?
See, people focus on returns, but they should be focusing on liquidity. If people are investing on their own, they will be like, "Arey, this looks like a really good scheme because this has given like very good returns in the last 2 years, last 3 years. Let me put my money there." What they will not realize is that that particular scheme may not do well in the coming 2 to 3 years. Second, people see life is very uncertain. You might need the money 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, right? If you are just betting on returns and if you are taking risk which you or anyone who's investing on their own shouldn't be taking, then when you need the money and the markets are down, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to sell at loss? So it's always advisable that you not only look at your risk appetite, but you also look at requirement. Sometimes if you want to invest for the short term, you wouldn't want to invest at, let's say, 15% and take that risk. You would rather invest at 8% and be safe.
Safe. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That I can understand. Another question that popped up when you were speaking was, how do you gauge your risk appetite? I remember you asked me this question when I came to you, and I said, I don't know. I have no future goals. As you said, no, you
Yeah.
look at whatever the future
Yeah.
goal is. For some people, it might be in our age group, especially in my age group, it is, oh, I want to get married, or oh, if somebody's married, I want to like have a child soon, so start planning for their finances. But how do you gauge it? Because I couldn't, and that's when I told you I don't know. Whatever seems possible, I guess.
So, see, I have this questionnaire, but just to not bore people with all the details, I'll just put it very simply. The first thing which I ask a person is that how frequently do you check your portfolio? Someone who checks their portfolio on a daily basis will surely be affected by it, right? Because you see it going up and down, and you are just so confused. You all of us invest in assets, right? Financial assets, stock market is just one. Real asset,
Yeah.
real estate is another thing, right? Now, do you, if you have, let's say, purchased a property somewhere, will you call your broker on a daily basis and ask कि अरे मेरे property का आज क्या भाव है?
Nah.
You wouldn't do it, right? Then why would you want to do the same with your stocks?
Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm one who doesn't check my portfolio at all.
So fine, just
Yeah.
forget about it. Markets tend to do well in the long run.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. There's one thing that I'd want the viewers to know. It was that, as I said earlier, I've already invested somewhere else because my sister and my dad started it for me. And when I went to Path, I was like, I'm limited on funds as of now because a big chunk goes there. But he read my other portfolio and he suggested a few changes there as well. But he also said there are certain things that are missing in my portfolio, and then he invested in them accordingly. It just went to show me that he doesn't follow a particular, like, how some asset management companies, they have like a particular is in schemes mein invest karo tum theek ho, but it follows for everybody. It's not unique to the person. And I feel like when I started investing with Path, I realized that it was unique to each and every person's risk appetite, their other investments, how they are as individuals, their return, like how quickly they want the return or when they want the return. If I want my return in 5 years, your portfolio is different in that sense. So why do you choose to go that way and not the other way where everybody's following a particular guideline कि इन सब में ही invest करना है?
See, it's really important for me to feel satisfied with what I do, right? If I just tell you, Vaidu, these are 3 good schemes, just put your money in there, I wouldn't really be satisfied in my job, right? I always try to add value to whatever I'm doing. So if you are already investing somewhere, and see, most of the people are already investing at this point, either on
Yeah.
their own or with
Or
someone's help,
somebody,
right?
yeah.
How is it that if they give me an opportunity to manage their money, how is it that I can add value,
Yeah, that's
right?
such a nice
And
thought.
it's not something very fancy which I did. I just reviewed your portfolio and I just made it more diversified. What I
Yeah.
realized was that you did not have exposure to commodities
Mm-hmm.
or global stocks.
Yeah.
I just made sure that I'm not competing with the other portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
but overall the portfolio which is the end result is something
Is
which is,
balanced.
yeah, which is balanced,
Hmm.
which works the best for you.
Yeah,
So that's the
100%.
approach.
Yeah. And that's a great approach, honestly. Because I realized I didn't have any, as you said, global stocks, there were none. There was nothing in gold and silver as well. And it was booming before I started investing with him. So, and that brings me to the next point is that when he invested in gold and silver for me, and then when he saw that, we'd gotten a decent amount of profit from it, he messaged me and he asked me, I think we've gotten good profit. Should we book the profit and then, we can change it and, reroute the money or whatever? And just an advice to the viewers, but also this goes to show that, whoever you give your money to, you should really trust that person. And Parth is extremely trustworthy. I could trust him with everything, but I feel like I trusted him and his opinions because he knows it better than I do, which is what I'd say that you'd want as well from your clients. If you have clients who keep calling you, नहीं पर ये क्यों करना है, पर वो क्यों करना है, but I want to stick to this way, is it difficult for you to deal with it?
Absolutely not. And just to before I reply to you, I feel if you trust me with everything, I'll make Excel sheets out of everything and
Yeah,
I'll
well,
annoy you.
it's
But
fine. I've gotten used to it.
but genuinely, so see, the reason I am doing what I'm doing is because I love interacting with people.
Mm.
So if I just tell someone that I feel that this should be done, and they're like, okay, do I like whatever, do go ahead with it. I wouldn't really like it. I would want the other person to ask me that what makes you think
like
this, think
that.
like that, or just counter with me so that I can
You
give
can
press,
also,
yeah, I
yeah.
can just give my logic to them, my reasoning to
Mm.
them. That really makes it worthwhile for both of us.
Interesting. I just realized I'm not a great client for Path. I never ask him questions. All I say is, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do. But thank you so much for giving me time on your podcast.
Oh my God.
And also, just thank you for diversifying my portfolio. I genuinely love investing with you. And I wish and I hope that every contact in my contact list invests with you.
Thank you so much for the
Yes.
kind words.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for
thank you
having
so
me.
much for trusting me with your money.
100%.
Yeah.
This is an educational video. This is not a recommendation or advice. Viewers are advised to do their own research and consult SEBI registered professional before taking any decision.